Have you ever wondered why solitude can feel like a weight pressing down on your soul, far beyond a fleeting sadness? What if the quiet moments alone aren't just moments of boredom, but a silent alarm ringing deep within your mind? Loneliness, it turns out, is no mere emotional state, it's a biological siren, echoing through your brain with an urgency that dates back to our earliest ancestors. Throughout human history, being cut off from the group often signaled danger, starvation, attack, or certain death. Your brain evolved to treat social isolation as a life-or-death crisis. And when it detects that threat, it triggers a cascade of survival mechanisms. One of the first areas to flare into action is the amygdala, your brain's emotional smoke detector, suddenly hyper-alert to every nuance. A glance that lingers too long, a silence that stretches, a rejection that stings all amplify into threats. Neutral moments twist into something hostile. Friend's unanswered text feels personal. A stranger's neutral expression reads as a snub. The response doesn't stop there. Loneliness also awakens the hypothalamus, sparking your fight-or-flight instincts. Your body floods with cortisol, the stress hormone, sending your heart racing and muscles tensing as if danger lurks just beyond sight. It's as though your brain is preparing you for a battle that never arrives, urging you to reconnect with others. Yet ironically, these very changes meant to protect can drive you deeper into withdrawal, creating a paradox that traps you further. This is only the start. Moving to the next layer, loneliness doesn't just weigh on your mind. Biochemically unravels you. When your brain shifts into survival mode due to isolation, cortisol surges, initially offering a burst of energy and focus. But when this stress hormone lingers, the damage mounts. Your immune system weakens, blood pressure climbs, and your ability to concentrate or feel motivated fades like a dimming light. Meanwhile, dopamine, the chemical that fuels pleasure, reward, and connection dwindles. Activities once joyful, like music or hobbies, lose their luster, leaving you detached. This isn't a choice. It's your brain withholding the rewards that once drew you to others, locking you in a vicious cycle. The lonelier you become, the harder it is to break free, with sleep disrupted, memory clouded, and decisions muddled. Some experts label this chronic loneliness a slow-motion stress response, a subtle emergency that reshapes you before you even notice the shift. And now, the most startling revelation: loneliness literally shrinks parts of your brain. Chronic loneliness can physically change the structure of your brain, and not in a way that brings comfort or strength. One of the first areas to bear the brunt is the hippocampus, the vital region governing memory, emotional regulation, and learning. In the grip of prolonged isolation, this part of the brain visibly shrinks, with brain scans revealing reduced volume and weakened connectivity in those who've endured social detachment for extended periods. Imagine the delicate folds of the hippocampus withering, much like a plant starved of sunlight. This deterioration echoes patterns seen in depression and even the early stages of Alzheimer's. A stark reminder of loneliness's toll. But the damage doesn't end there. The prefrontal cortex, the command center for planning, decision-making, and emotional control, also suffers. Loneliness dims its activity, leaving you grappling with mental fog or sudden waves of instability. It's not just a feeling in your head, it's a literal reshaping of your mind. A transformation you can trace through neural pathways, even the brain's default mode network. It's that intricate system that hums to life when you're daydreaming, or lost in reflection begins to shift. In lonely individuals, it turns inward, becoming a harsh critic, replaying past mistakes or overanalyzing every interaction with a pessimistic lens. You might find yourself trapped in a loop of self-doubt, questioning every glance or silence, as if the world itself has turned against you. So yes, loneliness doesn't just weigh on your spirit, it rewires your brain, eroding critical regions and tightening the very trap you're desperate to escape. Moving forward, consider the next layer: why nothing feels rewarding anymore. When loneliness stretches on, even the activities you once cherished, conversations with friends, the rhythm of your favorite music, the taste of a beloved meal, start to feel hollow. This isn't laziness creeping in, it's your reward system unraveling. Typically, your brain releases dopamine to celebrate enjoyable moments, a chemical spark that lights up your day. But loneliness disrupts this balance, reducing dopamine release and dulling your brain's response to it, a process known as reward system desensitization. Picture a dimming switch on your joy, slowly turning down the brightness. Even when you try to break free, stepping out for a walk, reaching out with a call, or preparing a meal, the expected lift evaporates, leaving only numbness in its wake. No joy, no energy, just a void that pulls you back into isolation. This cruel paradox deepens. Your brain craves connection to reignite pleasure, yet the absence of that pleasure makes connection feel unreachable. This loneliness loop mirrors patterns in addiction and depression, with the ventral striatum, key player in your brain's reward center, growing less active. As a result, motivation wanes, curiosity fades, and the urge to explore the world shrinks, leaving lonely individuals to lament, "I don't feel like myself anymore." And in many ways, their brain no longer responds to life as it once did. Yet here's a glimmer of hope, that change isn't set in stone. Your brain can heal. It wants to. Here's the part people rarely dare to explore. Your brain wasn't crafted to remain shattered. It was designed to recover, to reconnect, to rewire, and to rebuild after years of enduring loneliness. Science has a term for this remarkable ability: neuroplasticity, testament to your brain's lifelong capacity for change. Imagine it as a resilient landscape, capable of regrowth even after the harshest winters. When you start to reconnect with others, even through small, low-pressure gestures, your brain begins to undo the damage. The hippocampus, once diminished, can regrow its delicate neural pathways. The dopamine system, dulled by isolation, can spark back to life. The amygdala, that overzealous alarm, can settle into a calmer rhythm. This transformation isn't instantaneous, it unfolds gradually, like the slow unfurling of a bud, but it is real and within reach. You don't need a bustling crowd or constant social whirl. Meaningful moments suffice. Quiet walk with a trusted friend, a heartfelt conversation that cuts through small talk, or even a shared silence that speaks volumes, each can reawaken your social brain. Practices like mindfulness, the act of journaling your thoughts, or the guidance of therapy can gently teach your mind to feel safe again. Over time, sleep deepens, energy returns, and the world shifts from a threatening shadow to a vibrant stage. Once more, the key lies in that first small step, not because you're broken, but because your brain is eager to heal, awaiting a signal from you that it's safe to emerge. So if you've been wrestling with numbness, anxiety, or a sense of detachment, it doesn't mean you're lost forever. It means your brain has been patiently waiting, poised for a chance to reclaim its balance. What will that first step be for you? Now, let's bring this full circle. Your brain isn't broken, it's simply responding to a world where it feels unsafe, sharpened to a hyper-alert state, drained by chemicals, and numbed by emotion. But that's not where the story ends. Even now, at this very moment, it's listening, yearning for something as simple as a connection. It doesn't demand fanfare or drama-just authenticity. Say hi to someone, bask in the warmth of sunlight, jot down a fleeting thought. Take one step outward. That's how it begins. That's how your brain rediscovers who you truly are. And it will thank you quietly, but with a power that resonates deep within.